You want to go easier or harder?
It's totally up to you. You've been mopping the floor with me.
Yeah.
We can go harder if you want. I just have to really focus. I can still, but I have to redeem myself.
You want to just go crazy?
Let's do it. Let's do it. 200.
So now we're guaranteed to both lose. Because I can't even do this mode, I don't think. Because you have to brake just to make turns, I think.
Oh, God.
Okay,
this will be interesting.
Let me just go something random that looks cool. I'm not even going to pay attention to the stats because I know I'm going to lose anyway. Oh yeah, this one has terrible turning or something like that.
Oh, man. I don't think I've ever done 200cc.
Anything you want to do?
You want to do... I'm not picky. They all look good. Do you want to do the Star one? Star Cup?
Sure.
Why do the Dolphins have goggles? Always wondered that.
So this is no longer a competition against the AIs because the AIs are going to win no matter what.
Okay. Oh, man. Oh, I miss Mario Sunshine.
Yeah. I was just thinking something about the plane going by near the track just reminded me of an old game I used to play on the PC. It's called Stunt Track Driver. It was a Hot Wheels game.
I know of. I never played it, but I totally know of it. Was it like you could create your own kind of... Like you could do pre-made courses, but then you could make your own?
Yeah, but I think the ones you could make were just in like a garage with some preset parts, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But then the pre-made maps all had their own aesthetic and everything. You'd go near large things because they're just a small Hot Wheels car.
Oh, yeah. I do remember it, yeah. It always made me think of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
You got a star. I'm still gonna run into the wall. But yeah, see, this is a crap show. I'm not even doing well.
That's like, yeah, I'm like, if you're in 10th, there's no hope for me.
Hey, you're doing better than me. Oh, there you go. Try to cut a corner.
That reminds me of, did you ever play, there was an old game on the PlayStation 1, and it was called, no, it might have been the PS2, Stuntman?
I don't think so. I've never had a PlayStation.
Oh, it was so cool because you were literally just a movie stunt driver, and you would have to drive like this route, and it'd be like, okay, drive near the barrels, and they would explode the barrels, and then you go through the whole course like, okay, go off the ramp, and you'd watch it back, and they would splice in the footage, the gameplay footage, with like cinematics, and it would look like a movie trailer.
Nice.
So it'd be like, I need Wilson now, and then it would show footage of you, making a jump.
Yeah, I think there's one point where there was a friend who had a PlayStation, and we traded his PlayStation for my N64 for I don't know how long, maybe a day or a week.
Mm-hmm.
I remember playing that Crash Nitro Kart or whatever.
Yeah. I remember when that came out, I was like offended for Nintendo. I was like, how dare they ride on Mario Kart's like coattails? But like, it's coming to its own. It's really fun. Like all of the car racing, like Diddy Kong, Crash Nitro, Mario Kart. I know there are like several escaping me.
That's a good topic, though. Some really old games that I started with. Like for the N64, my first console. I remember the first thing I got was Super Mario 64.
Yeah.
So even though it is kind of hard to control and all that, I still love it.
That just blew my mind because I think that was my first foray into like a 3D environment, and it tripped me out so much. I'm like, wait, I can go back, forwards, left and right, and diagonally. Like,
yeah. I think because that's what I started with, I don't think I'm very good at the 2D Marios. Oh, wow, I didn't even know I could fall off there.
That's interesting because it's usually the other way around. Like, people start with the 2Ds, and then they struggle with the 3D.
Yeah.
And I mean, props to you. I'd rather be good at the 3D because it's so much more difficult.
That's an interesting thought. What if they made like a Mario Maker for the 3D Mario?
Oh god. That would be so much fun, but it would be a total crap show. Like, because I've seen the mayhem that is those Super Mario Maker levels.
Yeah.
Like, just vein in your forehead, like aneurysm inducing.
Yeah.
But I really, really like that they have it to where, isn't it, you can't upload a level unless the creator can beat
I think
themselves?
that's, yeah.
I'm so glad they have that, so then people don't just purposely create things that are impossible just for impossible's sake.
Yeah. Ah. Wait, I'm actually in first. It's like I forget what we're doing, and I'm like, wait, this is on the hardest mode, and I'm actually in first. How long
I'm telling
is this?
you, man, that muscle memory.
How long is this going to last? Oh, there it goes. Oh, and it's like right at the end too. Oh, all the way back in fifth now. Oh, and there go you.
That was like split second, just because that bullet bill. Damn.
Yeah, I got hit like once. I don't know if I got hit twice in a row, but it was enough for everyone to pass me.
Have you made any of those? You don't have Mario Maker, do you?
No, I don't.
I'm like, you would make some damn good Mario levels.
I don't know. It's like, I do like a lot of creative games. Like, I like Minecraft. I like Space Engineers. But lately I felt like my creativity is kind of seeped away.
I know what you mean. It's like, that's why I enjoyed Little Big Planet, but I was never good at like designing levels.
I've never played that, but I remember seeing like, I don't know if it's supposed to be like the kind of like a representation of all the connections in the background for this one game that was like a space fighting game or something like that. Someone made in it, and it was really complicated looking.
This surprisingly isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be for 200. Watch, I guarantee I spoke too soon.
Well, I guess if you're not feeling it as bad as I am, that's probably good. Evening the playing field, I guess.
It only took 4 cups.
Oh,
There it is.
was that yours?
No.
Oh. Doesn't look like it hit you though, did it? Or no, it did.
It did.
Oh.
I lost like...
It's just that you're Toad. You're small by default. Ah, gosh. You're just getting whacked. Everyone passing me. And I'm thinking back at my grandparents' house when they were still around. I remember before I even got the N64, we used to play some old PC games. Like, have you ever played Lemmings?
That sounds familiar. It sounds familiar. Is that, was it more like an RTS?
It's like a side view, and you have to tell the individual lemmings what you need them to do in order to get them all to the end, or as many as possible. And they usually come out of an entrance at like a fixed rate or something like that. Sometimes you can increase it, but you can't make it go too slow.
Oh.
And they're always walking, unless they're doing something that you told them to. And so they can walk off an edge and die. It's kind of like a puzzle.
Gotcha.
But it is very important to, you know, keep track of everything because everything's moving.
Is it like you start the level and it's just like a bunch of like barriers in your path, and then you have to like, or like as they're going, you have to kind of like navigate stuff, or like tell them like stop, or like look out, there's a vulture there.
It's more like to traverse terrain. Mm-hmm. And you can't just tell them to stop. If you tell them to stop, there's like you can tell them to be a blocker, and they'll make anyone else that runs into them turn around. That's like the only way they actually stop.
Gotcha.
And then the only way to get rid of them is to kill them.
Jesus.
Yeah. So it's like if there's a gap in the terrain that leads to like a pit or something like that, you'll have to, usually the first one that gets there, you'll have to tell to be a builder. He'll build like a staircase going over it. Mm-hmm. And then the one right after him, you'll have to have become a blocker so that no one walks off the staircase as he's building it.
Gotcha.
And then once it's done, you have to get rid of your blocker. So that's one guy down. And then you have to make sure that if there's any wall that they run into on the other side, mm-hmm. that you have to make an air blocker where that gap was, because it's a staircase, so they can fall right under it.
Gotcha.
It's pretty interesting.
I love the strategy in it, but it's like, I also love too that it sounds like it's very anxiety inducing.
It can be.
Like you're like, no.
Yeah, and one of the other games was Scorched Earth. It's like you have these pixelated tanks. You adjust the angle and the power of what you're shooting. Mm-hmm. And then you can also buy special projectiles. One of them was called like a Death's Head. And after it reached the peak of its height, it would split into like 8 things that would blow up when it landed. They were fun times.
That reminds me of the old, it was like Mario versus Donkey Kong for like, I want to say it was the DS, but it was you controlled all the little Mario robots, and they were like lemmings. And you had to get them to the end of the course, and it was like, you know, when they would bump into each other, they would turn the other way. Like, look out for like lava pits and enemies, and that game gave me night terrors.
Wasn't that bad?
Well, just in like no. It's a whole different monster when you're in control of something, but you're not directly in control of it. Like, it's just commands.
Yeah, it's like, oh god, don't do that. I'm not fast enough to keep track of all of you. That kind of thing.
Yeah, it's probably why I don't think I'll ever have children. So I'm like, no, stay away from the stairs. Like, don't drink that bleach.
That's a tree.
This level is a trip.
Yeah, I didn't know they had levels like this before. This is like, it's not a lap-based thing, really. It's just like a sprint to the end.
Oh, and it's like sections?
Yeah. So it doesn't loop around.
I like that. That's very, this is a very Snowboard Kids level. Like, you would get to the bottom of the thing, and then there is a ski lift, and then it takes you back up to the top at the very, very start. So it's kind of like a lap, but it's not like a full loop.
Hey, you might beat me.
Are we in the final? Up.
It's like the final stretch, I think.
No, I'm gonna mess it up.
Gotcha.
There it is. Well done. Well done. Story of my life. It's always the final stretch in a red shell. Was that a red shell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Although there was the water course. You did beat me in that one.
Right on.
But yeah, see, this, it's like, I don't know how this is going to be possible to do in single player to try and get first for every one of them. Because that's what you need to do to get like the 3 stars or whatever. You gotta get all first place. That's gonna be a nightmare. You don't skip it.
Oh, is that me?
Well, I just hear you pressing the button. It's like, do you want to skip it?
Oh. It's watching me get my ass handed to me.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't thinking about that.
No, dude, you're killing it on. I have to step up my game. I know I've said that the last 4 cups.
That's all right. We didn't make it good enough to get a cup or whatever. So he's just like clapping. Nice try. Yeah.
That's fun.
All right, so I guess we're going to end it there for now.
Sure. Yeah, that works.